Hey, how you doing YouTube? I'm back in the video, and today I'm going to be talking about the possibility of Kemba Walker leaving the Charlotte Hornets for the New York Knicks or any team in general. Now, I mean, there have been a lot of reports coming out of how loyal Kemba is, and Kemba is a very, very loyal teammate, but eventually I'm sure that loyalness is going to run away, and it's not like I'm just making this up, as there are rumors I'm going to be getting into when I actually do get into the video. There are rumors that have been coming out, like interviews and stuff that have been coming out about what he was saying, and about how he's kind of more lenient on like the answers that he is giving, at least. So it's like he's not just shutting down any trade rumor, any like possible signing rumor or anything. So I'm going into why I think he could go to the Knicks, and like just overall why he might be leaving the Charlotte Hornets in general. So without further ado, without rambling on too much, let's get right into this video. Alright, so the first thing we get into for this video is not actually going to be a reason why he might be going into the Knicks, but like the rumors and why like this is even a video and the whole inspiration of me making this video. Alright, so I mean, it's going to be on the rumors, as I mean, for the most part of Kemba Walker's career, he's been kind of crowned for being how loyal he is. Their team's not that good, and he's extremely loyal. And I mean, he almost always shoots down any trade rumors, any like possibility of him signing with someone else. He almost immediately shuts them down all the time. But in a recent interview, he said, "I've been hearing them for years, but I just cannot see myself in a different uniform, only because I've been with one for so long," as he has been with the Charlotte Hornets for his entire 8-year career. And now, I mean, y'all might be like, well, why is this really, like, spouting off rumors? Well, because, I mean, he said, the only reason he can't see himself in the next year is because of how long he's been with the same team. And this is a very, very big difference from when rumors were once popping off last year. As I mean, last year when he was asked about going to New York and possibly being traded there, this is what he said: "I don't care about no trade rumors." He completely shut it down, nipped it in the butt right away. "No way I'm getting traded." That's what he pretty much said. But now he's kind of like, I mean, I've been with this team so long, I can't really see myself in there. It's the only reason. And I mean, I've been hearing them for years. Like, he's actually acknowledging them, and it looks like he's actually starting to be like, like he's kind of on the fence right now. But now I'm getting to why he might actually leave the New York Knicks, and my first reason why he might is he wants to complete for the playoffs. As I mean, he has said in the same interview actually that it's frustrating missing the playoffs, and that, I mean, it's for good reason. He should be frustrated, because out of the 8 seasons that he's been in the NBA and with the Charlotte Hornets, he has only made the playoffs twice, and well, he had to endure one of the worst NBA seasons ever put on by an NBA team. That's back when they were still the Charlotte Bobcats. They managed to win 7 games for an entire year. Now, it was a shortened lockout year, but still, they went 7-52. That is awful. I don't know if it's a stat thing, but it's probably up there with the top 5 worst records ever for like an NBA season for any team. Like, it has to be. But I just have, and I mean, for him to be able to stay as loyal as he's been, I mean, to completely shoot down trade rumors after having to go through like seasons like that, that is a very, very hard thing to do. And also, out of the 8 years that he's only been in there, the only time he's ever had an above 500 season was 2 times. It was both times that they made the playoffs. And well, when they make the playoffs, they get bounced in the first round, and they haven't made the playoffs for 2 years now. So I mean, being as good as Kemba Walker is, it's hard having to watch other players, maybe not as good as you, but be in the postseason anyway, just because they have a better supporting cast around them. I know it must be hard, and I'm sure it's frustrating having to sit at home watching him do that. But if he went to the New York Knicks, on the other hand, he will now be paired up with a superstar in Kristaps Porzingis and a potential future superstar in Kevin Knox. And I mean, both these players, I mean, Kristaps Porzingis is already a bona fide superstar. He is a unicorn. He can do everything, 7 foot tall. I know he just got injured, but I mean, when he comes back from that injury, probably like around Christmas time, that would be a very scary thing to watch. But not only do they have him, they also have Kevin Knox, who, I mean, has had a unbelievable summer league. I mean, summer league doesn't mean that much. I'm not going to look too far into it, but I mean, he is pretty much set up to be a future star, as he was booed when the Knicks drafted him. So I mean, that can only mean good things. But they also have Enes Kanter, a very underrated player on this roster, and I mean, with a big 4 of Kemba, Kristaps, Kevin Knox, and Enes Kanter, that's a pretty good team. And plus, they have Trey Burke and other good role players on the team as well. So, I mean, it's not like they were just a bum of a team. They actually have a pretty nice team if they did add Kemba Walker. But now, since he did just sign a 4-year deal, I'm pretty sure he's going to probably have to get traded. But, I mean, I'm sure that's not too far off the radar, as if the Charlotte Hornets keep losing, I'm sure Kemba's going to start getting frustrated, start voicing his frustrations, and the front office is going to want to trade him before he leaves for absolutely nothing in a couple of years. So, I mean, it just makes sense for me. Like, I think that he probably will end up being traded. Maybe not this year, maybe not next year, but eventually before his contract's up, I'm sure he'll get traded. And if they somehow do let the contract go completely up, I'm sure that he will go to a different team. But, I mean, another reason he might go to the Knicks is because he is from the Knicks. He is from New York. He's a hometown. So, I mean, it's not like it would be completely unheard of him going there or anything. So, I mean, that's also another thing. And, I mean, to go from being such a bad team at the Charlotte Hornets to going to a potential playoff contender every single year, that's going to be very nice. But also, I mean, since they're in the East, they'll be competing teams, like, obviously you have the Bostons, the Phillies, and the Raptors of the East, but besides that, there is pretty much a huge toss-up, as, I mean, now they'll be competing with teams like Indiana, Detroit, Washington, and Milwaukee. Yes, he already does do that because he is in the East right now, but, I mean, he's going to be doing it with a much better team, and he's going to be able to compete with those teams for sure. And, I mean, they're very much able to beat those teams up for an 8th or 7th seed, playoff seed, if not better. So, I mean, besides the top 3 teams in the East, I do think they can compete with every other team in the East for a playoff spot if they had that big four, at least that core group of players together if Kemba went to New York. But now, my second reason is really going to be they have an awful front office. No one can dispute this. Ever since drafting Kemba Walker, their drafts, they haven't been the greatest. As, I mean, since he was drafted, they have completely failed to pair him up with any young talent from draft picks or just free agents in general. As, I mean, probably one of the best players that he's played with is probably Nicholas Batum and Bismack Biyombo, to be honest. Like, those are probably the 2 best players he's ever played with. I mean, they do have one young guy, Malik Monk. He did show a lot of promise at the end of last season. I hope they play him a lot more next season. I really want to see how he can, like, end up being, like, I just want to see how it can end up, like, developing. And he actually showed, like, he could be a very good player in the league, at least for those last few games of the season. So, I mean, that would be pretty interesting to see how that works out. But, I mean, besides Malik Monk, the team has pretty much no young guys that have a very high upside. And Nicholas Batum is your second player, so that's saying enough. I mean, Nicholas Batum's a good player, but he's not good enough to be the second best player on a playoff team, or at least a second-round playoff team for sure. So, I mean, just with all these factors going in, Kemba looking like he's more lenient, like, talking about it, and actually is talking about trade rumors, to where, like, he wants to compete for the playoffs. He has voiced frustrations about not making the playoffs as much as he wants to. And, I mean, just a horrible front office. That's all a big recipe for a disaster for the Charlotte Hornets, and pretty much probably going to end up forcing to trade him or let him walk after his contract is up. But unfortunately, guys, this will be the first video, so comment below. Do you think he will leave? Do you think he will get traded? When do you think he will get traded? Where do you think he will go if he does leave? Or do you think he will resign? I want to hear all your thoughts and opinions below. And if you have any video ideas you want to see me make, comment those below as well. I mean, I really do want to see what video ideas y'all want to see me make. And, I mean, thanks for the support y'all been showing on the channel. I say this after every video, but I feel like y'all are so special to me. I just have to thank y'all after every single time. And I literally can't thank y'all enough. Y'all are blessing my life, and for that, I mean, I'm just gonna keep grinding for y'all and keep putting in the work, keep doing everything for me. So, I mean, I can't thank y'all enough. But, and most importantly, I don't know why I was gonna go into something else, but no. If you like the video at any point, hit the like button and subscribe button. It would mean the world to me. Now, most importantly, hope you have a blessed day, because I had a blessed day, so you need to have a blessed day. See you tomorrow's video. Goodbye. Boo.